Good afternoon. Funny story. That's not the punchline. I wasn't sure if I would be able to stand before you today in a cap and gown. And when I spoke to Jill Bergman about this a couple days ago, she said, "Well, do you know Judy Blunt?" It's one of our professors. And I said, "I know of her." Jill Bergman told me, "We prefer our mortarboard scholars to dress appropriately. And if you do not dress in your own cap and gown, Judy Blunt may very well dress you in one." So I have someone very special in my life I'd like to thank right now, Judy Blunt. I don't know if you're here, but I feel very close to you. It wasn't quite as exciting as Jill Bergman made it sound like it was going to be, but thank you for your support. And support is something that I want to talk about today. This past semester, I was student teaching. Student teaching was excellent. I learned so much. I'm still learning from that experience. And I had one student in particular I want to talk about. This was a student who was very bright, very inquisitive, but just never showed up for class. She probably showed up about half the days of the semester, and she wasn't passing because of that. So we were trying to figure out what's going on. Why is this happening? Come to find out, she wasn't coming to class because she was staying at home to take care of her sister's children. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because I want you to reflect on it and ask yourselves, now a person living that kind of life in high school, how many opportunities are they going to have to get to go to college and succeed like we have? Probably not many. Even though the American dream, it stipulates that if you work hard enough and if you utilize your God-given abilities, anybody can do anything they want in our nation. But this girl, is she really going to get to do anything she wants? Maybe, but probably not. She doesn't have enough support. And it's been said today already, and it's worth saying again, every single person in this room wearing a funny hat gets to wear that funny hat because we have all had an army of support behind us. My support is in this room. It's my family. And I should be careful. Not all of us have had support. There's always an exception to the rule, right? And it's just worth saying that as far as human beings go, very few of us can survive hardship without any support. It's really less than 1% of us. It's a bad ratio, although it does make for a really good story, and it's a story that we love in our culture. We love the story of the person who overcomes all odds by the force of their own character without any help. That is the embodiment of the American dream. And I think there's some real problems with that story and that dream and that myth. And the problems are the implications it carries. The implication that if you don't succeed, it's because you didn't work hard enough. Or the implication that if you didn't succeed, it's because you didn't have any God-given natural talents. This student that I was telling you about earlier was perfectly bright, perfectly capable, probably working harder than any of her peers who managed to get to class. She had no support. So the danger that we're all in, now I'm sorry, I love making people uncomfortable, I'm a teacher. The danger that we're all in is that we're going to exit the system as graduates and look back on it and say, the university system works just fine. I did it. Anybody should be able to do it. That is the death of critical thinking. It is vitally important that we celebrate together. We need to. It's a biological need. We need every opportunity we can get in our short lives to celebrate with people that we loved. But, and I'm sorry, I'm going to put a big but on that, but don't think for a moment that just because we figured out how to work the system, and just because we had enough support to be able to work through the system, that the system works for everybody. Because it doesn't. Not yet, not yet, not yet. And it might someday. But in order for us to get there, I think we need to spend more time recognizing not so much individuals and their personal accomplishments, but just how we can support each other. How we do support each other, how we can support each other. Not only in the university system, but in our whole cultural consciousness, in our cultural dialogue, in our shared American dreams. We are all English majors. We know that in order to make a good product, we need to revise, revise, revise. Let's keep revising our shared dream. Thank you.